This episode is brought to you by my very own children's book titled The Universe is Listening, Little One. It's a gorgeous, gentle introduction to manifestation and self-belief for kids. My children absolutely love it, and if you think yours will too, you can find it available now on Amazon. The link is in the show notes. Hello and welcome to The Universe is Listening podcast. I'm your host, Joanna Hall, and today's episode is all about visualization. One of my favourite things to do when it comes to manifestation. It's so easy. We're all doing it all day, every day. Whether you realise it or not, it's happening. If you're new here, thank you so much for pressing play. This podcast is where you're going to get all your manifestation info, tips, and just think of it as some general life admin, really. Because at the end of the day, the aim is for us all just to create a magic life. That's what we want. I hope you've all had a good week. I've had a lovely couple of weeks, but very hectic. I didn't release an episode last week. I don't even know if anyone cares. But anyway, I was just so busy. It's been my son's birthday and I've had a lot going on at work. And you know what? I'll fill you in a little bit because I feel like it's part of my own manifesting journey, what's going on with me right now in my work. So basically, here's the tea. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for over 13 years. I love it. But over a year ago, I stepped away from full-time nursing because 12-hour shifts, obviously, it's just too much. And then done a couple of things since then. I'm still a nurse. I still book bank shifts. But last year, I got into dog therapy. So basically with our pet dog, I go into schools and hospitals as a therapy dog. I manifested this job. You better believe it. I mean, in the previous job I was doing, I spoke to my partner and I was like, look, I friggin' hate this. I'm going to quit. Just trust me. Everything will be fine. You know, luckily we're in a position to do that. And I did it. Just quit my bloody job. And I just started hunting for a school hours, part-time, well-paid job. You know, I just want to be at home with my kids. I want to do the school run. Like, I was so sick of being so drained all the time. And I just thought, you know, I'm so into manifesting. I've got to just take the leap. You know, otherwise I'll just be in the same position next year and the year after. So I friggin' did it, okay? And it's worked out amazingly. So basically, I was working with this company doing dog therapy and got a call a couple of weeks ago to say that the company's closing. And I was like, no, how can this be? Literally, I've just found the perfect job. I literally work 4 hours a day and now the company's closing. Anyway, long story short, I'm now completely self-employed and still with schools and hospitals with my own contract doing the job. Like, it's been scary, but I've just gone for it and I'm out there on my own. It's amazing. Like I said, it's a little bit scary, but I'm doing it. Look at me. I'm working for myself. I'm doing my dream job. I literally take my dog to work with me. I can do the school run. I can do everything. And I don't really know where I'm going with this. Just the fact that I took a scary leap and it's paying off. So that's partly why I didn't release an episode last week. I was absolutely rammed with life admin. But it's going well. I mean, I'll keep you all updated, but keep manifesting, guys. Keep manifesting. Because if you all remember episode 1, Cringe Mountain, our magic lives are on the other side of that bloody mountain. You know, just be uncomfortable, do the scary thing, and, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't mean to say it's not going to work, but trust your gut, guys. So who knows what's going to happen with my work? It's early days, but so far, so good, and I am loving life at the moment. Okay, so back to today's episode, visualization. This episode is for the busy people, the people who are running around with their kids, working, trying to build something, develop their career, and are probably half listening to this while loading the dishwasher or driving or running an errand. Okay, I see you, and that is me too. Everyone's probably heard about visualization. You know, it's slapped all over the place. But how? How do we do it? Most of us have probably been visualizing or trying to visualize, and nothing's really changing. So let's talk about how we actually visualize properly and how we can fit it in between school runs and emails, right? I'm going to break it down in the most simple, practical, no fluff way possible. No fake positivity, no pretending you're a bloody monk. just how it works and how us busy people can do it. Okay, so by the end of this episode, we'll be able to do it in about 60 seconds a day. Yep, literally 60 seconds. That is all we need. Like, we don't need to go guns blazing into life and be constantly running on this manic autopilot setting. Like, just take it a little bit at a time. Because you know what they say, the tortoise and the hare, who's going to win the race, okay? So we're a couple of manifesting tortoises over here. So I want to start with the main point that visualization only works when you feel it. Like, this is the first big thing we need to understand. It's not just seeing pictures in our head. It's about actually feeling the emotion of what we're visualizing. So our brain's not going to just respond to images. It responds to our emotion. Like, if you think about it, you don't remember every detail of every day, but like, you'll remember the emotional moments. You'll remember the rushed, stressed morning school run. You'll remember an awkward conversation at work. Like, those are the things that stick out for you. Your wedding, the awkward thing you said in 2012, the time that you were embarrassed in public. Those are what we remember, because the reason is those things are tied to emotion. So when we visualize, we're not meant to be like, okay, house, car, money, like, boring. Your brain's like, okay, cool, anyway. We need to feel something when we're visualizing. We need to feel proud, excited, relieved, and calm. So let's say you want more money. Don't just see numbers. We have to think and visualize, what would it feel like? Would we be less stressed about bills? Would we sleep better? How would you walk into Tesco knowing you had £1 million in your bank? That feeling is what we're supposed to practice. So if there's no feeling with visualization, then there's no impact. And like I said, we just need 60 seconds a day while brushing our teeth, having a shower, driving, or before we go to bed. That's it. We just need to feel it while we're doing it. So I want to talk about how we actually visualize and how we are already doing it anyway. We are literally manifesting all the time. Every second of every day, whether you're trying to or not, you are manifesting, you are visualizing. There's no off switch. So we're always doing it. Our thoughts and our feelings, our emotional state, most of us, we're just walking around on autopilot. We're feeling like rushed and stressed, thinking about, we're constantly living in the future in our thoughts of worry of what's going to happen with this scenario or that scenario. And that's what we're manifesting. We're manifesting more rush, more pressure, not because we want it, but because that's where our energy is living. So if you say, like, I don't know how to manifest, yeah, you do, because you're doing it already. We're just on default mode. And all visualization does is switch you from unconscious manifesting to conscious manifesting. So instead of life running you, honestly, you just need to change the direction by changing your thinking and your visualization. I mean, if we're going to be doing it anyway, if all day, every day, we're visualizing and manifesting, we might as well think in a way that helps us. We might as well do it positively. You're manifesting anyway, so do it right. So step by step, how do we visualize properly? And I'm going to tell you. Let's say we're manifesting your new home, yeah? Where are you in your home? Are you in your living room? Let's say we're sitting on the sofa in our dream home. What does it feel like? What's the fabric? Is it soft? Is it velvety? Is it firm? Think about the colour, and then think about, like, is it summer? Is it summertime? Is the light coming through your big bifolding doors? Can you feel the warmth on your skin? What can you smell? Does your home smell like fresh linen? Is it coffee? Have you got a coffee on the go on your coffee table? Are there any flowers there? Like, what colour are the flowers? Are they pink, white? Then think about, what can you hear? So, like, we're bringing in all our senses here. Can we hear our kids playing in the garden? Can we hear the birds chirping? Is there music playing, or is it dead silent? So when we're visualising our new home, you have to literally put yourself in it. We're not just looking around at pictures of how fancy it's going to be. When you visualise, you've got to think of yourself in that visualisation. So you've got to zoom in on you. So it's not so much about what you're visualising, what you're manifesting. It's not really about the house. It's about how you are feeling in that house. Are you walking around your clean kitchen, running your fingers across the countertops? Have you got slippers on? Have you got a robe on? That's how we visualize, guys. How do we feel in that home? Do we feel relieved? Are our shoulders relaxed? Are we about to switch on a film, and are we about to have a nap in the middle of the day? Like, what's the vibe? Are we feeling calm? So that feeling that we're feeling in our visualization, that's the magic. That's when your brain goes, oh, this is where we live. This is for us. We're training our brain. Like, think of your brain like an infant. So just wipe the slate clean. So when we're visualizing, it's all about the emotions we're feeling and bringing in all those senses. Bringing in the smell of coffee, the sound of the birds, the feel of your sofa, or if it's a new car, the feel of the leather seats, like whatever it is, make it come to life. And that's how you visualize properly. That's when it starts to feel real. Other things like vision boards and stuff, they are so useful. Like, we love a vision board, but we haven't got time. I've done the magazine thing. I've cut out the pictures of what I want and stuck them on a chalkboard like 10 years ago. I haven't got time for that now. Yeah, they look cute, but we're so busy. Bring it into the future. Like, we've all got ChatGPT at our fingertips. Ask ChatGPT to create a manifestation screensaver for your phone. You can literally tell it to design a vision board catered specifically to you of all the things you want. And if I had one tip to put towards that, if you're going to be designing a vision board for a screensaver on your phone, then put the words "feel it" across it. Our phones are in our hand 24 hours a day, let's be real. So we might as well use it as a tool to help us with our manifesting. Use it as a reminder whenever you pick up your phone and you see that vision board and it has the words "feel it" across it. You can take 60 seconds. You can take 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. 10 seconds to just for a second realize, oh my God, let me relax my shoulders. Let me just take a deep breath and visualize just for a few seconds what it is you've got on your vision board. And I did this for the podcast. So when I wanted to start this podcast, before I did it, I asked ChatGPT to create me a screensaver of the Universe is Listening podcast with my name and a mic and the whole vibe and everything on it. And I put it on my phone. So every day I saw it, I was like, yes. And I was, thinking of episodes, thinking of topics. It was bringing it to life before it actually existed, because it was in my mind first. And it was giving me those feelings, I was making myself feel it. I've done it with loads of things. I've done it with our home. I've done it with a car. I've done it with jobs. I've done it with my book on Amazon. I create vision boards for my phone. And that's such a good visualization tool to have. But the vision board alone isn't enough. You've got to feel it, right? So don't forget, include the words "feel it" on your vision board next time you create one, because that's a bit of a game changer. Okay, so now we'll talk about how our brain literally can't tell the difference between what is imaginary and what is real when emotion is involved. So your brain doesn't fully know the difference between the two. That's why, we'll cry at films or get anxious over fake scenarios. Let's be honest, I would say 99% of the general public are anxious. We all have anxiety. I mean, whether you suffer with it badly or not, that is visualization. That is us worrying about something that doesn't exist. And our brain can't tell the difference. So let's say we have a meeting coming up. I'm just trying to think of an example. Let's say we have a meeting coming up and we're sweating, our heart's racing. Our body is actually feeling physical effects of our anxiety because of what we're visualizing in our head. And that just goes to show our brain doesn't know the difference. Our brain thinks it's real. So we're imagining this terrible scenario that probably isn't even going to happen. Everything's going to be fine. But our brain is in overdrive, warning, warning, this is real, when it's not. And you can just move that over and change it to something positive. So when you visualize confidence, your brain says, okay, this is how we're feeling now. You start speaking differently, standing upright. Your body will react just as it does with the anxious feeling for the positive one. And you don't have to force it. I mean, high performers do this, athletes do this. Bloody surgeons do it before an operation. They visualize it going well. So instead of being in that anxious state, use your visualization to change the storyline. Like I said, we're visualizing anyway, we're just doing it in the wrong direction. So if we just flip that over, turn it on its head, it works the same way. For us busy people, all you need to do, before something stressful, you've got something coming up, just for 20 seconds, see it going well. Instead of worrying about it, actually think it's going to go well. Done. Okay? 20 seconds, that's all you need. I mean, isn't that so cool? What a life hack. Like, we can just trick our brains. That's just made me think of something, actually. So I don't know if you know this, but people visualize differently. So find out how you visualize. So when I say that, I mean, if I said to you, think of a red apple, can you actually see a red apple in your mind, or is it blank? Because I only found out about this recently. One of my sisters, she doesn't see any images in her head. I just find that so bizarre. So if I said to her, think of a red apple, she's like, yeah. And I'm like, but you can't see it in your head. She's like, yeah, but I just know what it is. So I don't know how visualization actually works for people that can't see images in their head. I mean, that's crazy to me. But just do whatever works for you. I mean, honestly, that's so cool. Literally today, go and ask around your family and friends and ask them if they see images in their heads. You'd be so surprised. So many people can't see anything. I mean, mine's like HD. Not only can I see a red apple, if you said, imagine seeing the fruit aisle in Tesco, I can see the whole fruit aisle. I can see all the people. I can hear all the sounds. I can smell it. In my head, it's practically like watching a movie. So that is just so interesting. Everyone's brain works differently. But whatever works for you guys. And then finally, the bit that no one can be asked with, including me. Visualization needs action. I'm sorry, but it does. It just does. I know we all just want to do nothing and let it work for us. And most of it, that is all we need. It's just our brains. But we do need some action here. So visualization without action is just daydreaming. So it's lovely, but it's useless. The formula needs to be visualize and then move. And just tiny moves, like, for example, if we're trying to visualize like a healthy 2026, like get fit, get healthy, then just having a glass of water that you wouldn't usually have is enough. Like, that's all I mean when I say take action. Just kind of align what you're doing with your visualization. I did mention before about like when trying to visualize, say if it was a home or something, you know, when you're shopping, you haven't got to spend a fortune, but buy something for that home. You know, buy something for your future self, whatever it is you're manifesting. There's loads of ways to take action. And it, like I said, it doesn't have to be big. I've actually just thought of another brilliant visualization hack. Oh, it's so good. I don't do it all the time. I don't know why not. I'm actually, from today, I'm going to start doing it. But say your morning coffee or your glass of water or whatever drink you consume throughout the day, any liquid you consume, imagine that it's like magic water. Right, sounds stupid, but I saw this thing years ago and I did it with my dad after he had his stroke. So we got a glass of water and I stuck a piece of paper to the glass saying like, I'm healthy, right? And I said, Dad, when you drink this glass of water, just imagine it healing all the cells in your body. Like, if anything, it makes you feel good, but there is science behind it a little bit. So it's like the placebo effect. You know, when they do drug trials and they give half of the patients a sugar tablet and half a pill for blood pressure, and the patients that were taking the sugar tablets lowered their blood pressure. I mean, it's insane. So it's not all woo-woo. Visualization is so powerful. They thought that pill was going to help their blood pressure and their body agreed with them. So cool. So that, I think that's such a good tip. So yeah, so say for example, if it was, you know, a healthy lifestyle you want to achieve and you want to manifest this version of yourself that's super healthy and runs and all this, imagine that magic beverage working with all the cells in your body to make you the healthiest, fittest, strongest version of yourself. Another thing, taking action, wanting to become a better version of yourself is so important. And I'll tell you what I've done. I've only gone and bloody booked a half marathon in March, the Kew Gardens half marathon. I mean, I was running last year, but I've stopped. I am not going to lie, I have not run for 5 minutes in months. Literally nothing. And I've got a bloody half a marathon next month. But I took the action to book it, and it is going to force me into crazy last minute training before I run this marathon. I mean, like, I don't give a crap about time or anything like that, but I do want to be the person who runs a bloody marathon. So I'm just being honest, I do. I'd love to be healthy and fit and it come naturally to me, and it doesn't come naturally. I have to force it. That's fine. It's who I am, but it's not who I'm going to be. I'm changing it. So I booked the bloody marathon and I'm going to do it. You know, you haven't got to wait to be ready. We don't need to wait until the perfect moment. Like, oh, I'm not going to book a marathon because I don't run. Okay, just book it, and then you've got until then to do your training. You've got to do it. And you know what? There's a very high possibility I may not run for 5 minutes and just turn up on the day of the marathon and do it and collapse at the end. But I tell you something, I'm going to bloody do it and I'll finish it. Because I've run it in my mind first. So silly, but you know, it's true. Like half of it is your mentality, isn't it? I'm running that marathon and it's going to be great. So yeah, so when it comes to visualization, your brain just responds to your emotion, whatever you're feeling. And it's a powerful thing. I did mention a minute ago about my dad having a stroke. And one of the rehab techniques they do after stroke, so his right hand was affected. And what the therapist did was they put his right hand, the affected hand, in a mirrored box. And then with his left hand, his good hand, he would move it and it would look like to him, to his brain, that both hands were moving. If you can understand that, if you can imagine that, you know, it tricked his brain. So when we're really getting all our senses involved and smelling the smells and feeling the textures, how does our body feel? It just amplifies it and our brain just agrees. Our brain is our servant, guys, literally. You know, put it to work. I've been talking for ages, but I'm going to tell you one of my other visualization techniques because I love it, and why not share it, okay? So basically, when it comes to money, say if I want to manifest money, I think of like the universe as a bank. So like, this is what I visualize when I want to manifest money, sorry. In my head, in my dreamlike visualization, I'm literally like up in heaven. You could only describe it as heaven. Like, it's all the clouds around, and I'm walking around, but there's like soft rainbow colors. It's so nice. There's birds chirping. It's warm. I'm comfortable. And then like in the distance, I see this big bank of the universe, and I walk up to it and I just withdraw whatever I want. And that's my money visualization. So there you go. You can borrow it. You know, I'm not gatekeeping here. I want us all to enjoy our manifesting journey and be on it together. Okay, so I've been speaking for ages now, so let's wrap this up. So today's episode, visualization, I hope you got some value from it. I hope you understood it. If you had to take away 3 things, just remember, feel it, train your brain, and take a little action. You know, book that marathon, drink that glass of water, work out for 5 minutes. And that is visualization, guys. It's not magic. It's literally mental training. You're programming yourself anyway, so just do it intentionally. And as always, I will sign off with a quote, and we've got Oprah Winfrey again. She says, create the highest and grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. And hello, she's proof, right? Oh, there's another one. I'm sure you've all seen that reel flying around. I actually reposted it on my Instagram. But Jim Carrey, he used to visualize becoming a movie star before he actually became one. And he said he would spend, you know, hours every night just lying in bed visualizing this. And he wrote himself a check for $10 million. And that is the exact amount he got paid for his first movie. So visualize, guys. It friggin' works. And there's no pressure. There's no perfection. There's only progress. The universe is always listening. But more importantly, we are too. Thank you everyone who's tuned in and pressed play today. It means so much to me. And I've got to say, thank you for everyone that's been listening. Honestly, it's been overwhelming, the amount of people that are listening to the podcast. I'm just very, very grateful. Please join me next week when we are going to be talking about the power of soft living. So this is very viral at the moment. It's very on trend. Everyone wants to live their life softly. And let's talk about how we can incorporate soft living into manifestation. Thank you all again and have a lovely week. Bye.